Hello everyone, this is part 19 of What If Naruto was actually helped by the third Hokage, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Naruto. 1 month after Danzo's memorial service, Jiraiya stepped into Naruto's office with a letter and a serious look on his face. Good morning, Gaki. How are you holding up with all those crazy hormonal women? Naruto formed a couple shadow clones to take over for him and address Jiraiya. Good morning, Kyofu. They are well. Kyuki is adapting to the craziness of the household well, and she is very excited for Kuro and Haku's babies. Hell, all the girls are excited for it. Oh yeah. Did you knock up the desert princess yet? Nope. She wants to wait until after the war. Temari and Anko insist on fighting and both claimed that the night I kill Pain is the night I knock him up. Ha ha ha. Alright Gaki. Well, I am here to settle old debts and get us another ally in the fight to come. Go on. Naruto said in an interested tone. I have here a letter from Michiko Minamoto, the matriarch of Naruto village. She claims that she will join the alliance if you honor the agreement I made with her. Look here, Ero Kyofu. I have 7 wives, 1 more in the hole and a fucking war to win. Then, once I win said war, I am supposed to be Hokage. I don't have time for your shit. Is there any way to gain their allegiance without marriage? Naruto's tone was hot and slightly bothered. Jiraiya held up both hands in innocence. Look, Gaki, I know how you feel, but you need to handle this now. Michiko is a good gal, but she won't work with us until past grievances are addressed. Kami, damn it, Jiraiya. You know, sometimes I hate how much trouble you cause me, you old perv. I will have you know, Gaki, that is old super pervert to you. Jiraiya said this with a puffed out chest. Oh, hiya, Tsunade Kachan. Jiraiya freaks out and turns his head around looking for his wife with a terrified look on his face. Then Naruto's laughter breaks him from his terrified spell. Not funny, Gaki. Oh, ha ha ha, it's not funny, it's fucking hilarious. Naruto was bent over laughing and slapping his knee. Well, will you go or not, Gaki? Jiraiya's petulant tone only redoubled Naruto's laughter. Sure, Kyofu. I will head out there. I have some free time now and a little over a month until Kuro and Haku pop. I will head out tomorrow, and I think it is time for me to catch up with some old friends. By the way, I am processing this as a B rank mission that you will be paying for. Ah, come on Gaki, that's not fair. It is your payment for your past sins, Ero Kyofu. So, pay up, or get out of my office. After saying goodbye to his wives and his one girlfriend, Naruto went to the front gates of Konoha to meet with his party for this mission. Naruto appeared in a wind shunshin at the front gates and saw his 3 friends waiting for him. Hiya, Shisui, Itachi and Sasuke. Thanks for joining me for this little field trip. Naruto waved to his blood brothers as he walked up to the gate. He got HNs from the Uchiha brothers, but Shisui more than made up for it. He ran up to Naruto and scooped him into a joyous hug. What's up, little brother? Well, not so little anymore, but you get the point. Ha, hiya Shisui. It is good to see you again. How are things with you and Shizu Nekken? Super good, I bought a ring, and I am going to ask her to marry me soon. She got super lovey-dovey and kinda pushy about it after your wedding in sooner. Before that conversation could continue, Sasuke cut in. Naruto, what is the mission and why are the 3 of us here? Well, Ototo, I have to talk to the ruler of Naruto village. I brought you for support and to spend time with the 3 of you. I haven't been able to keep up with y'all much over the past year and I wanted some bro time. Sasuke blushed and looked down in shyness. A small creep upwards on Itachi's lips showed Naruto how happy he was about that, and Shisui once again hugged Naruto. You can count on us, Naruto. Naruto looked at Itachi and Sasuke. Are you sure he is an Uchiha? HN, results were inconclusive. They all laughed as Shisui was covered in a rain cloud and pouted to himself. The boys began jumping through the trees at high speed on the way to Naruto village. They made the trip in a little over a day, which is a trip that normally took 2 days. Before they approached the village, Naruto did something that they didn't expect. Naruto transformed into Naruko, his female counterpart. Alright guys, Nadeshiko is a chicks-only village. I will be going by myself from here on out. I will see if you can enter as my escorts, but if they give any pushback, I want you to yield to them. All I need to do is talk to their ruler and address the proposed treaty. Damn, little brother, is it wrong if I think you're kinda hot? Shisui earned a bonk on his head from the Uchiha brothers for this one. Naruto, won't they be able to tell you are not a girl? I mean henge is something every shinobi is trained to counter. Chimed in Sasuke. Oh yay, Ototo. How about you turn on those monkey marbles and try to figure out my henge? Sasuke growled and activated his Sharingan. A stunned look crossed his face and then he extended a hand toward Naruto. He copped a full feel of Naruto's healthy C-cup breast, which earned a light moan, to the amusement of Shisui. Itachi and Shisui then activated their Sharingan eyes and tried to break the transformation before asking Naruto how this was possible. Well, I guess it is a gift from the fox. Master tricksters and illusionists. All of my henges and transformations are real and incredibly hard to detect. Naruto said while rubbing the back of his neck sheepishly, which accidentally accentuated his boobs and drew nosebleeds from Shisui and Sasuke. Oh, ha ha ha, will you two quit it? And Sasuke, if you don't want me ratting you out to Karen-chan, I recommend you let go of my boob. Sasuke recoiled his hand as if he were being burned by lava. Itachi chuckled at this and Shisui was rolling around laughing. The group recomposed themselves after 10 minutes and approached the gates of Nadeshiko, where they were halted by the guards. Naruto presented the mission scroll and was allowed to enter the village. The Uchihas were made to wait in a guest room by the guard shack since they were not approved male members of Nadeshiko. Naruto was escorted through the comfy little town of Nadeshiko. It was clear that women ran the place and that the village was doing well. Little children ran around the streets, but instead of boys leading the rambunctious packs, it was always little girls. The town's setup and decorations were distinctly more feminine than in Konoha and it was a change of pace for Naruto. She was escorted to a small, castle-like building toward the back of the town and into the audience chamber for the ruler. When Naruto entered the chamber, she immediately noticed the 12 Amazonian guards that protected their ruler. They were all women that were nearly 6 foot in height, accentuated muscles peeked out through their uniforms and gave off an imposing air. Despite their stature and builds, each woman could be called distinctly beautiful. Naruto then looked up toward the throne and saw a sickly-looking woman sitting on the throne. It was clear that she was once a fearsome warrior, but some illness had robbed her of her previous strength. Despite her illness, it is clear that each of the Amazonian warriors respected their ruler and would follow her orders to their deaths. Naruto stopped 20 feet in front of the throne and bowed in respect to the ruler of Nadeshiko. Ah, welcome to Nadeshiko village. If you are the one Jiraiya sent, I must admit that I am confused. I thought he would be sending his male student to honor the deal we made decades ago. Forgive me, Momoshiko-sama. If you wish to formally discuss that, then I would request that we do so privately, with one of your trusted guards in attendance of course. This earned some uneasy shuffling among the guards and more than one gripped their spears with aggression. Momoshiko put up a hand to ease her guards while she looked at the blonde in front of her. The girl gave off an aura of supreme confidence and command, which was rare to find in one so young. She pursed her lips while considering the offer before speaking. Very well, young lady. You may join me in my private chambers for a private discussion. Tokiwa, you may join us. Naruto bowed in acceptance and followed Tokiwa and Momoshiko into a private room to discuss Jiraiya's mission and personal debt. The chamber was small, with 2 small couches separated by a coffee table. The room's decoration was simple, yet elegant. It had portraits of the previous rulers of Nadeshiko hanging around the room. The two took their seats and Naruto addressed Momoshiko. Momoshiko-sama. Before I introduce myself, I am going to undo my transformation. I want to assure you that I mean no harm. You will understand once I am done. At her nod, Naruto undid his transformation and earned a gasp from Tokiwa, who was standing behind her ruler. My name is Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. I am the commander of the allied shinobi forces and Jiraiya's de facto student. I am the son of Minato Namikaze, the one whom this agreement initially involved. Momoshiko didn't appear too shocked by Naruto's transformation and adopted a sincere smile upon her face. Welcome, Naruto-sama. Thank you for responding to this request in person. May I ask why you used such a transformation to gain an audience with me? Also, how were you not detected upon entering my village? The guards screen for such henges. Naruto adopted his traditional sheepish pose and gave a goofy smile to Momoshiko. Well, I did so to throw off any spies or onlookers. I also did so because I was aware of your customs. I wasn't detected because of a gift bestowed upon me by the QB. So, you do not have to worry about your village's security. Very well, Naruto-sama. How about we get down to the agreement? At Naruto's nod, she continued. I fought Jiraiya back when I was young, and he bested me. According to our traditions, Jiraiya should have married me and ruled Nadeshiko alongside me. Instead of honoring this tradition, he convinced me to form a marriage contract for my firstborn and his future student. I am aware that your father was his student, but I did not wish for Shizuka to be married to someone that much older. Then I found that you are that old toad's godson and student. I wish for this agreement to be honored. I wish for you to fight for Shizuka's hand, and if you win, to become her husband and ruler of Nadeshiko. Momoshiko-sama, I am honored by your request. I am sure Shizuka is a strong and beautiful woman. However, I have 7, soon to be 8, wives. As you seek to honor your traditions, so do I mine. Uzumaki traditions dictate that all future wives must be approved by the current wives. Currently, I am expecting 6 children, I am leading the allied forces in a war against the Akatsuki coalition, and I am preparing for my role as Hokage. As you can surely tell, I am in no position to court your daughter. Momoshiko's face tightened. That is upsetting, Naruto-sama. I sincerely wish for the agreement to be honored. I have watched the broadcasts with my daughter, and she has agreed that you are marriage material. I sought out Jiraiya on her behalf to honor this old agreement. You honor me, Momoshiko-sama. If I said not now, but maybe someday, once everything has slowed down, and if my wives agree, would that be acceptable to you? If we agree to wait, would you honor Nadeshiko traditions? What do those traditions entail? You and your wives will move to Nadeshiko and rule the village, with Shizuka as the ruler of Nadeshiko. Naruto's face blanched. He wanted to try diplomacy and this game was leading to a very poor outcome. Momoshiko-sama, I acknowledge that you had an agreement with my godfather. I acknowledge that I wish to establish positive relations between your village and mine. However, I am set to be the leader of Konoha, with 8 wives and the children to boot. I cannot agree to moving to Nadeshiko. I would offer support to Shizuka, and I would be able to help whenever needed, but I will not move my family here. Momoshiko's face tightened even further. How would you support my daughter when you live so far away? How would you ask me to trust you when your foolish godfather does not seek to honor a decades-old agreement? Well, if my godfather murdered a man in cold blood, would it be fair if he said, "Don't kill me, you can kill my student instead"? The sins of the father cannot be renamed as the sins of the son. I seek to honor you and my godfather, but I will not change my family's home to do so. In case you didn't know, I mastered my father's flying thunder god jutsu long ago. I can be anywhere in the elemental nations in a flash. Momoshiko calmed slightly, but still seemed combative. Very well, Naruto-sama. What if instead of marriage and joint rule of Konoha and Nadeshiko, you provide a child to Shizuka? That child would bind our villages and be the heir to my daughter. You would wish to make your daughter raise the child alone. Absolutely not. I grew up an orphan and I was loved by many, however, I begged Kami to let me have my parents. I will not deny any of my children the joy of their family or parents. A child is not a political pawn, I refuse to play any such games with something so precious. Momoshiko sighed, she knew she went too far with that one. She wouldn't be fighting so hard for this if this man wasn't clearly the best man in the elemental nations. She never even thought of cashing in on that silly promise with the perverted toad sage until the link to Naruto was made known. She was dying and she needed her daughter to be married to secure the throne, that is why she was fighting so hard for this. You are an honorable man, Naruto-sama. Unfortunately for you, that makes me want this more. What would you require for this marriage to go through? Before Naruto could respond, a big explosion was heard at the front gates of the village. Naruto reached out with his senses and felt that there was a fight between a strange male and a female of Nadeshiko. He also sensed that Itachi, Shisui and Sasuke were near the combat zone. Itachi had a Hiraishin kunai on him, so Naruto came up with a plan. My escort is at the front gates. It appears a foreign male is fighting one of your kunoiki. By the feel of it, he is winning. Do you wish me to flash us there? No, let us run. I have heard the strain your technique puts on the body, and I am unsure if my frail body could take it. Could this old lady ask for a ride? Momoshiko wore a playful smile on her face despite Toki were freaking out behind her. Naruto smiled back at her and nodded his head. He transformed back into Naruto and scooped Momoshiko into a princess carry. He then ran through the small castle while Momoshiko instructed her guards to follow. There were more than a few askance looks at a foreigner carrying the ruler of the village. Naruto made her way out of the castle with an escort of guards following behind her. In less than 5 minutes, the procession was at the front gate and Naruto set Momoshiko down. Momoshiko asked the guard for an update on the situation. Mom, that freak, Kokuyo, appeared with his crazy puppets again. He attacked Princess Shizuka and somehow took control of her with his 100 puppet soul binding technique. Then, that Konoha ninja she is currently fighting saved her. After he saved her, she initiated the rite of conquest with him. They have been fighting for 5 minutes now and Princess Shizuka has yet to land a blow on him. Naruto chuckled at this. I would be impressed if she could land a hit. That man is one of the few in the elemental nations that could give me an honest fight. That is Itachi Uchiha, my second in command of the allied shinobi forces. I recommend we enjoy the show. Naruto's knowing smile concerned Momoshiko. The group proceeded to watch Itachi easily dodge around Shizuka's wind attacks. It looked like he was hit with Shizuka's futon, violent whirlwind, jutsu, but then he dissolved into a flock of crows. He had the same impassive look on his face, which infuriated Shizuka. She had laid waste to the land in front of the gates, leaving wind scars and debris everywhere. Yet, she cannot touch this man and he has yet to attack her. Fight me, you bastard. Itachi looked over to the front gate and saw Naruto give him a nod. He blinked in confirmation of his orders and returned the shout with 2 simple words. Very well. Itachi then blurred out of existence for most of those watching and appeared in front of Shizuka. His fist met her, Nadeshiko style, hardliner gale fist, and cancelled it out with a spout of fire. Shizuka's attack was a brilliant one. A coating of wind laced her fist and forearm to increase the power of any punch landed. However, her opponent was Itachi Uchiha, and such an attack was child's play for him. He effortlessly redirected the wind in the attack and then grappled Shizuka's other arm. He threw her over his shoulder and slammed her on the ground before putting a knee on her chest to subdue her. Do you concede? Itachi's emotionless monotone rang across the clearing to the spectating group. Like hell, Shizuka shouted as her leg flew up from the ground and attempted to kick Itachi in the head. Itachi caught the kick but was surprised by the spin that followed. Shizuka used the leverage of Itachi holding her leg to spin out from under his knee, vault off the ground with her free arm and return to a fighting stance. I won't be that easy to defeat, she said in a challenging tone as she caught her breath. Itachi passed another look at Naruto, who gave him another nod. Itachi then sped forward and planted a chakra-reinforced fist into Shizuka's gut and made her double over. He then spun and took her back and forced her to the ground. He locked her up into a full Nelson position, spun so he was under her and then linked his shins between her thighs to stop her from moving. I do not wish to hurt you, princess. You are a beautiful and fierce warrior and I do not wish to tarnish your beauty. He whispered in her ear. Unfortunately Naruto could hear it and he began laughing. Shizuka heard Itachi's words and stopped struggling. Now, she was blushing furiously as she struggled to come up with an escape from her opponent. After a minute, she whispered that she conceded, and Itachi released his hold. Momoshiko and Naruto walked up to Shizuka and Momoshiko didn't look pleased. You foolish girl, do you know what you have done? All of these negotiations were for nothing now, she said in a clearly frustrated tone. What do you mean, mother? Naruto undid his transformation and gave her a playful wave. Realization crossed Shizuka's face and then she realized that she just fought Itachi in a rite of conquest. She bowed her head in shame and apologized. Nothing we can do now, foolish girl. You just fought this man in a rite of conquest and lost in front of your village. Now, young man, I am Momoshiko, the ruler of Nadeshiko, may I ask your name? Itachi cleared some dirt from his uniform and then met eyes with the lady. I am honored to meet you, Momoshiko-sama. I am Itachi Uchiha, head of the Uchiha clan of Konoha. Well, you bested my daughter in the rite of conquest. Do you understand what this means, young man? Itachi shook his head in the negative. It means that you will marry my daughter and help in ruling this village. Itachi looked to Naruto, who wore an exasperated look on his face. Momoshiko-sama, there will be problems with that as well. The Sharingan is an Uchiha bloodline that Konoha would never let part from the village. Once again, I offer that we could honor the marriage, but any children will need to be citizens of Konoha. Shisui and Sasuke stood behind Naruto and nodded their heads at this. You troublesome Konoha people, do you not understand the needs of my village? Shizuka needs a husband and child to secure the line of succession. Tradition dictates that the husband moves to Nadeshiko and assists my daughter in ruling the village. That is what defeating a Nadeshiko kunoichi in battle means. Itachi let Naruto speak for him because he was much better at all of the political maneuvering at this point. Momoshiko-sama, let me ask you this. If I defeat you in a fight, does that give me the right to make you my slave? Does it give me the right to rob you of your free will, uproot your life and drag you along to serve me? Momoshiko looked offended at this. Of course not. Then I ask you to address our point of view. We wish to ally with you, but there is no way I will order my men to forsake their village and clan to simply honor your traditions. If Itachi wishes to marry Shizuka, I will honor that. If he wishes to marry her and live in Konoha, I will fight for that. If he wishes to move to Nadeshiko, which I am sure that he doesn't want to, I would even honor that. However, I will not bow to the demands of tradition. I know you will need to discuss this with your council, so I wish to give you time to do that. My group and I will return here in 2 days. I ask that you summon us with this kunai. If there is nothing else, we will take our leave. Momoshiko and Shizuka looked dejected at this, but they were forced to concede. Itachi, Shisui and Sasuke put their hands on Naruto's shoulder and disappeared in a yellow flash, leaving Nadeshiko with much to think about. The quartet appeared in a field outside of Tanzaku town, much to the Uchiha's confusion. Well boys, we were scheduled to be out of town for a week and I am in no rush to return. Of course, what happens in Tanzaku stays in Tanzaku. Each of the Uchiha nodded their consent. Very good, let's enjoy ourselves and give Itachi-kun here a little bachelor party. Shisui pumped his fist in the air and Sasuke laughed. Itachi's impassive mask fell for a brief moment and a smile crept upon his face. Is this an order from my commanding officer? Itachi asked. It sure as hell is. You are ordered to rest, relax, gamble and have fun until we return to Nadeshiko village and complete our mission. Naruto said while pumping a fist into the air. Naruto sincerely hoped his girls would never find out about this. The next 2 days passed in a blur. No, they didn't cheat on the girlfriends or wives, but they were tempted. Naruto kept winning at the casinos. Between 5 casinos he cleaned out nearly 10 million rue over 2 days. He was recognized and had girls climbing all over him as he sat at one high roller table after another. Itachi knew of Naruto's luck, so he never sat at the same table as him. Itachi enjoyed playing slots and soaking in the onsens around town. Shisui was the wildest member of the party and drank like liquor was going out of style. Sasuke let loose a little bit and enjoyed himself. By the second day, the quartet drew quite the crowd for a local Texas Hold''em poker tournament. Naruto spotted the million rue buy-in for each member of the group. Each member won their way to the final table and paved the way for an epic poker finish. Just before the finals table was set to start, Naruto felt the pull on the kunai in Nadeshiko. He created a shadow clone and told them that they would arrive around noon the following day. They were completing an urgent mission that would take all day. Despite Itachi's protest, Naruto made his group stay and play. The table narrowed down to the 4 Konoha ninja. Itachi was sick of playing poker at this point, Shisui was barely conscious and very drunk, Sasuke was dead set at beating Naruto at something and Naruto was just laughing his way to the bank. Lady Luck was too good to Naruto, and he knocked out Itachi and Shisui in the same all-in hand. This left a very uphill and lopsided fight for Sasuke. It was 48 million Ru to 12 million Ru. Naruto, confident in his luck, said he would play the rest of the game blind, which meant that he would play each hand without looking at his cards. This drew gasps from the audience and a scowl from his little brother. Sasuke lasted 3 hands in a fight alone against Naruto. How was he supposed to know that Full House, 3 kings over juices, would lose? I mean, Naruto had 4 of a kind, juices, it just isn't fair. Naruto 50 million won Ru in that poker tournament, which meant he walked away from Tanzaku Town up 60 million Ru. They were put up in the VIP suite at the best casino in Tanzaku and enjoyed their last night of fun. They woke up the following day with massive hangovers, except Itachi, nobody could get him to truly cut loose. 3 days of drinking left the group in a drunken mess. Naruto woke up wearing remnants of a pink tuxedo and didn't remember how he got the suit. Sasuke woke up with dildo antlers and a pink scarf wrapped around his neck and a big lipstick kiss on his cheek. Shisui woke up naked and couldn't find any of his clothes. Turns out he jumped into the casino's pool fully clothed and then stripped. Unfortunately, his clothes had his scrolls and storage seals in them, so he had to borrow a change of clothes from Itachi. After breakfast and once the group had righted themselves, Naruto flashed them back to Nadeshiko and they appeared in the greeting room. There was an Amazonian woman waiting there for them and she went to notify the matriarch of their arrival. She returned to the chamber 10 minutes later and guided them to the council room. Upon entering, it was a small room with a total of 8 seats, all filled by women of the Nadeshiko clan. Momoshiko was seated in the center of the semi-circle table and addressed the visiting party. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze and Itachi Uchiha, we welcome you to the Nadeshiko Council. I hope your mission yesterday went smoothly. Naruto adopted a sheepish grin. Yes, Momoshiko-sama, the mission went well. We had to deal with a rowdy bunch, but everything worked out in the end. Have you come to a decision concerning the alliance? Yes, we have. We accept the alliance to Konohagakure Corps and to the Alliance of Nations. We will provide kunoichi to the joint effort, but they will only be placed under the command of yourself or Itachi. We will not trust our kunoichi to just anybody. The alliance agreement is contingent upon a 1-year engagement period between Itachi Uchiha and Shizuka of Nadeshiko. The couple will have that 1-year period to decide whether or not they marry. Do you accept these conditions? Naruto dipped his head slightly in appreciation and addressed the council. Thank you for your consideration. I will agree to those conditions. In return for your generosity I will make you a trade partner to Konoha and put in a good word with Kumogakure. I am very close with the Raikage and think he would agree. Is there anything else you would like to add? Thank you for your consideration, Naruto Dono. I would like my kunoichi to be able to issue the right of conquest to males they find worthy. Of course, they would only do so after the war is concluded. Any of those shinobi that agree to attempt the right of conquest would need to agree to return to Nadeshiko. As for Itachi, we have agreed that Shizuka will be able to make the decision whether she wishes to stay in Konoha or return to Nadeshiko. If I pass prematurely, an interim ruler will be elected until she returns. If she wishes to stay in Konoha, then she will forfeit the right of succession. Do Shizuka and Itachi consent to this arrangement? Itachi simply nodded his head and Shizuka stood up to address the council. Ladies of Nadeshiko, I appreciate your leniency and will always pledge my loyalty to Nadeshiko. I agree to the terms of this engagement. Shizuka-chan, if you ever need to return here, just let me know. I will get you here in a flash. Naruto plastered his trademark grin on his face and a couple of the counselors swooned. They really hoped that Shizuka would be able to seduce Naruto, which was her primary mission. Itachi was to be the fallback option because even if Naruto didn't work out, they needed this alliance with the allied nations. Thank you for your consideration, Naruto Dono. Shizuka said as she bowed graciously to Naruto, exposing her ample cleavage. She returned to a standing position and offered him a coy smile. Naruto didn't need to be an accomplished censor to understand her feelings. The council meeting drew to a close and the group went to Shizuka's house to collect her things. Naruto teased Itachi the whole way that his mom was going to be so happy that he finally had a girlfriend. He did notice the slight downward tip of Shizuka's lips when he said this and confirmed the feelings he was picking up. It didn't matter to him, no way he was going to betray his girls. The group packed up Shizuka's belongings into storage scrolls and flashed back to the Hiraishin marker outside the Hokage's office. They knocked on Hiruzen's door and entered. Ah, Naruto-kun. His eyes trailed over Shizuka and Hiruzen struggled to stem a nosebleed. Have you picked up another one, my boy? I thought you were going to decline Jiraiya's offer. Naruto chuckled sheepishly. Well, Jiai-chan, she isn't for me. This is Shizuka, Princess of Nadeshiko, and she is engaged for a 1-year trial period to Itachi. This was their term for them accepting the alliance since Itachi played hero and saved Shizuka. Hiruzen turned and looked at Itachi, who gave him a stiff nod. He chuckled and took a puff from his pipe. Very good, my boy. Well done securing another ally. Shizuka, welcome to Konoha and congratulations on your engagement. I believe the Uchiha would be more than happy to put you up in the Uchiha compound. Itachi, Shisui and Sasuke, is there anything that needs to be reported urgently? The knowing look in Hiruzen's eyes made him feel uneasy. They shook their heads in the negative and then Hiruzen slapped a magazine down on his desk. Still nothing to report. The looks on all faces except Shizuka paled. On the front of the magazine was Naruto, with a big shite-eating grin, Shisui hanging over his back left shoulder looking super drunk, Sasuke patting Naruto's right shoulder and Itachi standing behind the group with a smile on his face. The magazine was the High No Kuni Times and the article was called, The Hero Wins It All. Naruto started rubbing the back of his neck pathetically and offered a meek grin. Ha, ha, you see, Jiai-san. Nadeshiko's council needed some time to deliberate after certain things happened and I took Itachi to celebrate his engagement. One thing led to another and we kind of cleaned out Tanzaku town. Hiruzen looked around at the Uchihas in attendance and they all smiled and nodded. Very well, Naruto-kun. I will take half of the tournament winnings for Konoha, since you were on duty when you won the prize money. I donated it all to an orphanage in Tanzaku. Naruto lied shamelessly. Oh, is that so? Hiruzen asked, not buying it. We spent it all on a bender. Shisui tried. 50 million on a bender. Hiruzen called out that lie right away. We bet it all on red. Said Itachi. The group never expected Itachi to lie for them. Naruto was very intoxicated and bet it all on red, then lost it all. Hiruzen's face paled when he looked at Naruto. Is that true, Naruto-kun? His voice held just a slight bit of pleading. Naruto adopted his pose and chuckled. I don't know, Jiji. I was very drunk, and I definitely don't have a scroll with 50 million ru. This was a white life, the scroll had 60 million ru. Hiruzen sighed dejectedly and waved them out of the office. The group turned on their heels and left promptly. Once they were clear of the Hokage tower, Itachi turned to Naruto and held his hand out. I will take 10% for the Uchiha, which is better than giving 50% to Konoha. Naruto didn't even try to fight it. He just clapped Itachi on the shoulder, took 6 million ru out of the pile and handed it to Itachi. The desperate looks on Shisui and Sasuke compelled him to give them 1 million ru apiece. The group parted and Shizuka only offered a brief resistance to leaving Naruto's side. She went with the Uchiha to meet Mikoto. Naruto heard Mikoto's excited scream echo across Konoha 20 minutes later as he was walking through the village. Naruto watched Itachi, Shisui, Sasuke and Shizuka walk away toward the Uchiha compound with an amused look on his face. 52 million ru is better than nothing and he appreciated his friends, so a couple million ru was a small price to pay. Naruto decided to enjoy a walk through the village because he didn't often get the chance to walk around and enjoy ambling around through the village. As he walked, villagers greeted him with reverence on their faces and the village of Konoha was lively. He saw international ninja walking through the village and successfully integrating themselves into the vibrance of Konoha. He decided to make a trip to his restaurant, Ichiraku Ramen, and catch up with Ayami and Tuki. He was walking down the lively street toward Ichiraku when he saw a familiar group of figures enter the restaurant. Kiba, Shino, Shikamaru and Chuji made their way into one of the back booths and sat down to enjoy a lunch break from the allied shinobi force training. They wanted to join Naruto in his fight against the Akatsuki and they wanted to do it with the allied forces, rather than Konoha's army. Unfortunately, that meant that they had to live up to Naruto's standards, which were significantly higher and significantly more troublesome. Oh, my, Kami. I cannot believe that Naruto trains with these damn seals on level 6. My body hurts so bad, and I am only on level 2, whined Kiba, and Akamaru whimpered alongside him. Weight seals were placed upon Akamaru, one of Q's torturous ideas for the Inuzuka clan. It is so troublesome, Shikamaru added with his head flattened on the table. It is indeed difficult. I am impressed that Naruto was able to set this standardized training and apply seals to every member of the allied forces. Shino added while pushing his glasses up on his nose. Well, thank you Shino. I appreciate the praise, Naruto quipped as he appeared behind Kiba, without anyone detecting his presence. Kiba jumped in fright. Kami. Damn it Naruto. Naruto wiggled his finger in front of him. You don't take that tone with your commander, Kiba-kun. His voice was clearly playful, and it egged Kiba on even further. Oh, can it Naruto? What are you doing here? Kiba growled out while Akamaru whimpered. Just got back from a mission, figured I would take a stroll through town, then I saw Yal walking into my restaurant. Figured I would come say hi. Naruto's nonchalant attitude completely dismissed Kiba. Do you have to be so troublesome, Commander? You know Kiba can't control himself around you. Shikamaru's droll voice entered the conversation. Hee, that is what makes it so fun, Shika. Thanks for joining the Alliance forces, bud. I requested you to be appointed to be the counterpart for your father. He gave his approval and agreed with me. So, congrats on becoming a strategist for the Allied forces. Damn it, Naruto. Must you be so troublesome? Shikamaru's voice now came across as whiny. Haha, well I could put you on the assault squads, but the requirements for that would be gravity seals level 3 with at least 100 pounds. I don't see you wanting to push that hard, and I value your mind over your battle prowess. Fair, you troublesome blonde. So, Naruto, I hear you have expanded Ichiraku ramen to the other villages as well. How is that going? Asked Chuji with enthusiasm. Well, Chuki has concluded his interviews and assigned branch managers for the locations. We are working on setting up the supply routes, and the buildings will be finished in another month. I am excited to go and taste test and give my final approval. Naruto replied cheerily. You know, my mom said that ingredients common to ramen have gotten 20% more expensive across the board. She said that ramen consumption around the elemental nations has almost doubled in the last year, and she claims that it is due to your influence. Haha, well Chuji, it is the food of the gods. I got Shinigami-sama to give her blessing to give it that title after I gave her some Uzumaki-style ramen. Naruto's deadly serious tone shocked the table. Shino, normally stoic, broke out of his stupor first. Shin Shinigami. You met the death god. And the death god is a chick. Was Kiba's elegant contribution to the stunned thought. Naruto held up his right hand with the Shinigami's seal. Yup. I have met Shin multiple times. First when I was 12, then last year when I took out Hiden and Kakazu, and then a couple times since. How? Was Shikamaru's stunned question. Well, the Uzumaki clan had an ancient pact with the Shinigami. I found out how to summon her in my clan scrolls, and I summoned her when I returned to Uzushiogakure for the first time. There were a bunch of souls that hadn't passed on to the pure world because of some protective barrier. Then, she gave me a mission to kill Hiden and Kakazu. After I did that, she agreed to a partnership with my clans, and she pops in from time to time. This seal on my right hand collects the souls of those I kill, and I give them directly to her. Naruto unsealed his camera and added 4 gobsmacked pictures to his arm seals, which had grown into fine collection. Soon, he would be able to present his collection to the public. He decided he had enough fun with the guys and left them at the table, mouths hanging open in a stunned silence. Ayami would break then out of their stupefied states 10 minutes later when she brought them their food. Naruto finished his walk through the village and returned to the Namika's estate. He entered the kitchen of his house and found Tsunade talking with Hinata and Ino at the table. When he entered, the girls ran over to him and welcomed him home. He gave them their kisses and hugs when he heard a slapping sound from the table. He looked up and processed the look on Tsunade's face. She was 6 months pregnant and looked very, very upset. Brat, you promised me that you wouldn't gamble without me. And now I find out that you played in the annual Tanzaku poker tournament and won it without me. Tsunade's rage was reaching its peak and Naruto was backing away slowly. Now, Car-chan, I need you to take it easy. It was a bachelor party for Itachi. Naruto's voice pleaded for mercy and his hands were raised in surrender. I will take you as soon as the baby is out, and I will pay for the whole trip. Tsunade halted her stomping march toward Naruto. You are lucky, brat. Very lucky that I am pregnant. I am holding that I owe you and I will cash it in once this baby is out. Naruto nodded his head furiously in a display of complete surrender to his honorary mother. His girls grabbed him by the shoulders and took him to the living room. They wanted cuddle time and to get the details on the mission and Itachi's engagement. The girls laughed at the outcome of the mission and Naruto's recounting of the time in Tanzaku town. They also squealed in delight when Naruto promised them an all-expense-paid shopping trip. Naruto almost immediately regretted this offer because the excited squeals drew in the other pregnant girls. Soon it was all talks about expanding the house, buying baby clothes and every other unrestrained fantasy that creeps through the darkness of a pregnant woman's mind. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.